Welcome to part 2 of Major League Baseball players that I've seen in the minor leagues. The first player I'm going to share with you today is Donald Lutz. I watched him play one game in the minor leagues. I knew he was going to be in that game, so I brought my baseball card of him, and I wanted him to sign it, and he did sign it. He was very nice, although he did have to get going fairly quickly because he had other things he had to do, but he was very nice and it was pretty cool to meet him. The next player I want to share with you is Mikey Mapps. I saw him play quite a few games in AAA, and he was a pretty good player. Of course, he played with the Rays there for a couple seasons. He was playing with the Detroit Tigers at the beginning of 2018, but he wasn't performing all that well, so they sent him down to the AAA Toledo Mud Hens, which is where he is right now, but he should be back with the Detroit Tigers sometime in 2018. Next up is Joey Wendell. I watched him play in 2013, which I did not have my camera at this time, so that's why I don't have any pictures of him. But right now he's playing with the Tampa Bay Rays, and I think he's playing second base a couple times a week. And he's overall a pretty good player. He was really good in single A when I watched him. He had a lot of power, he hit the ball in the gap a lot, and he was just overall a very good player. The next player I want to share with you is actually one of his former teammates, Tony Wolters. And this guy isn't really an offensive star by any means, but he is probably the best defensive catcher I have ever seen. He made some amazing plays in single A, and he was just a very, very good defender. Christopher Bostick is the next player I want to share with you. He is currently on the 40-man roster for the Pittsburgh Pirates, so he'll probably be back in the big leagues sometime in 2018, but right now he's playing for the AAA Indianapolis Indians. If you search Willie Garcia on Google, you will get a lot of results for his horrible collision in 2017, where he ended up with a broken jaw. He ended up having surgery to repair his broken jaw, and he was going to play for the Chicago White Sox in 2018, but they released him in March, so he currently is not on any team or playing in the minor leagues anywhere, but hopefully somebody signs him so he can play baseball again. Scott Diamond is up next, and he was a left-handed pitcher for the Minnesota Twins, and he also played a little bit for the Toronto Blue Jays. I watched him while he played with the Durham Bulls, and he was a pretty good left-handed pitcher, and it's unfortunate that he didn't get more time in the big leagues. Longtime White Sox hurler Gavin Floyd is up next. I watched him play opening day 2014 for the Gwinnett Braves, and it was so cool to see him because he's played so many years in the big leagues, and it's just always cool to see somebody like that, and I really enjoyed watching him play. Even though he only pitched for a couple innings, it was still pretty cool to see him. Nate Kearns is the last player I'm going to share with you today, and he actually pitched in the exact same game that Gavin Floyd did on opening day in 2014, and since then he's been up and down from AAA to the big leagues, and with all sorts of different teams. He's been with the Kansas City Royals the last 2 years, but so far in 2018 he has not played at all in the big leagues because he's been on the DL all year, but he should be back at some point in 2018. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what players you've seen in the minor leagues that made it to the big leagues, and I'll be back next week with another brand new video.